We begin now at the top of Daf Yud Gimel Amud Aleph in Meseches Shabbos. This is Shabbos Daf 13a. The Gemara just finished quoting the Mishnah. The Mishnah said that a chazan, the chazan HaKnesses on Shabbos, is allowed to use the light of a candle to be mesader the beginning of the parshios that are going to be laned that week. And the Gemara asked, can he only do the Rashi parshios, or is it possible for him to do the entire parsha? And the Gemara continues the question right now. Meseches of the Gemara asks, Rav Shimon ben Gamliel Omer hatinoko shel beis rabban hayu mesadrin parshiyosein bekorin l'oraner. It says that the children, the young students, they would be mesader the parsha, and it sounds like they're doing the entire parsha by the light of the candle. So the Gemara answers, Ibo Yasema, if you want I can say the first answer, Rashi Parshiyosov. They're really only being mesader the beginnings of each parsha. Or I could answer Shani Tinokos Hoel Ve'emas Rabban Alein Lo Asi Latzluye. When it comes to the children, the students, so they have the fear of their Rebbe on top of them, so therefore over them, so therefore there's no concern that they're going to come to tilt the candle, but the Chazan HaKnesses himself would not be allowed to take such a liberty. The Mishnah then finished off Kayotze Bolo Yochel Hazav. The Mishnah was saying that a Zav should not eat together with a Zava. And we said it doesn't have to be only a Zav. It could really be anybody should not eat together with a Zava, even if the husband was healthy, because we're afraid that that they might come to have relations with one another, which is, of course, forbidden. The Gemara now quotes a Brisa. Tanya, we learned in a Brisa. Rabbi Shimon Elazar Omer, Rabbi Shimon Elazar says, Bo Ure'ei, come and see, Ad Heichon Parza Tahara B'Yisrael. How much has purity spread in Klal Yisrael? Shalosh shaninu lo yochel hatohor im hatmeya. Because it doesn't say that the tahor should not eat with the tmeya. Ela lo yochel hazav im hazava mipnei hergel aver. Rather, it says the zav with the zav. Rashi explains what does this mean that the tahara spread. Shalosh shaninu lo yochel tahor im hatmeya mipnei ha'erva lefi shalo hutzrachu lekach. That wasn't even necessary to teach us that a tar cannot eat with a tmeya. Shakulan ochlin chulein betara. Because the fact of the matter is, everybody ate their chulin, their regular food in Tara. Shakulan ochlin chuleihin betara. Hayuvaloya ochlin im nishosein tmeos. Nobody would eat with their wives if they were tummy, just because of the food situation. So that's why the Mishnah had to say that a zav should not eat with a zav, because the zav obviously is tummy anyway. He can't eat his food betara. So even a zav. The idea is that even a zav should not eat with the zava, again, because the first case, tar and matzmei, is obvious. Kayotze bo, similarly, the Brisa continues, Lo yochal zav parush im zav am haaretz. A zav who is a zav who is a parush, meaning a zav who is like a Talmud Chacham, who separates himself from Tumah, he should not eat with a zav am haaretz. Shema yargi lenu etzlo, because maybe he's going to be accustomed to hanging out with this am haaretz all the time. So now the Gemara asks, what's the big deal if he hangs out with this Zav Ha'aretz? So rather it means, so we're afraid that if he hangs out with him, maybe he's going to give him things that are tamei. So Gemara says that also doesn't make sense. Atu zav parish lav devarim tmein achil. If he's a zav, doesn't matter how much of a Talmud Chacham the guy is and how much he separates from tumah, he's going to be eating things that are tamei because he's tamei. So rather, what does it mean? Amar Abai says gezeira shami achilenu devarim she'ena mesukanim. We don't want him to eat together with a zav ha'aretz because maybe in the future he's going to give him something, or maybe he will in general give him something that the proper trumas and maestros were not taken off. V'Rav Amar Rava says rov amei ha'aretz ma'asrin hein. Fact of the matter is, most Amei Ha'aretz do take off Meiser. That's not a concern. So what's the concern? So the actual concern is that we're afraid if he's accustomed to eating together with this Zav Ha'aretz, in the future he'll eat with him when they are no longer, when he's not a Zav anymore. And then we're afraid that at that time, when he's Tahor, he's going to be given food that's Tameh by this Zav who's an Ha'aretz. Iboil, who they asked the question, Nida mahu shetishon im bala, he bevigda v'hu bevigdo. So what's the halacha regarding a nida? Is a nida allowed to sleep together with her husband if they are each clothed? The idea here is that the custom used to be that husbands and wives would sleep together. They wouldn't have clothing on in general. So the Gemara wants to know, is there a leniency when they both have their clothing on? Amar Rav Yosef says, Tashma, bring you a proof. Ha'of ola im hagavina al hashulchan ve'eno nechol divrei beis Shammai. Beis Hillel omer lo ola v'lo nechol. So the first opinion is the opinion of Beis Shammai. You can have chicken together with cheese on the table as long as you don't eat it together. And then Beis Hillel says, no, you shouldn't even bring it on the table. Beis Hillel is strict. So Rashi here explains, Rashi says, first of all, going back to the question here, Shatishan and Bala B'mita Kagon Shahu Tameh. The case over here is he's Tameh. Misham Tara. There's no concern about Tara. O Bizman Hazeh Shein Bo Tara. Nowadays there's no Tara. We don't keep Tara. Michashin Lahergal Aveira. Are we concerned that there's going to be an Aveira between this person and his wife who's a Nida? Odil Makevan Dika Hekera Min Kard Zechiri. Or no, there's a Heker over here. They're both in their clothing. Not going to be a problem. So now we have this Machlokas Beis Shammai and Beis Hillel, and Rashi explains. Ala Shulchan Sha'ochel Olav, the Shulchan that you're eating on, Mutter Lohaniach Besara Of Eitzel Hagvina. You're allowed to put the chicken near the cheese. To Kasavri Beis Shammai Besar Of Becholav Lavdo Raisa. The idea is that chicken and milk is not a doraisa. V'lo gazrin and halo atu achila. So therefore, we don't make a double derabanan. We don't say, well, you can't put it on the table because you might come to eat it together. Because what do you mean you might come to eat it together? That's only a derabanan as it is. And Beis Hillel says, no, nevertheless, lo olav and v'lo nechal. We are concerned, even though it's only a derabanan to eat the chicken with the cheese, even though that's only a derabanan, we're concerned that you're going to come to do that. So, in any case, you see Beis Hillel is pretty strict about this. Even in something which is only an Isser D'Rabbanan, Beis Hillel says it's a problem. So over here also, even if it's only an Isser D'Rabbanan to be together, and so now it's going to be a double D'Rabbanan to be together, being clothed, Beis Hillel should be strict. So the Gemara answers, Shani Hasam Deleka Deos. Over there, by the case of the chicken and the cheese, you know why Beis Hillel is strict? Because you don't have two people. Rashi explains here, Deleka Deos, Shnei B'nei Adam Sheyazkiru Zelazeh. We don't have two people. Here you have a husband and wife. They can remind each other not to do the Aveira. But you're just going to put some food on the table, a chicken and some cheese, you're going to have a problem. Now the Gemara could have given another answer. The Gemara could have said that in the case where the husband and wife are clothed, you have a shinoi, you're doing something different, and there's a heker. You're going to remember. The Gemara just wanted to give you an even better answer, that in the case of a husband and wife, you have deos, you have two people, so there's less of a concern. So that's the Gemara's answer. The Gemara says it's a little bit different because you have deos in the case of a husband and wife. The Gemara says, it makes sense to say this, that if there's more than one person, we are more lenient. The Katani Seifa, because if you look at the Seifa of this very same brayse, it says, Reb Shimon Gamliel Omer, Shnei Achsaniyim, Ochlin al Shulchan Echad, Ze Ochel Basar, Ze Ochel Gavina, Ve'ein Choshin. It says straight out that you can have two guests that are eating at one table, one's eating meat and one's eating cheese, and therefore you see, why is it not a problem? It's not a problem simply because you have two deos. So the Gemara says, V'lav itmar love, 1 second, wasn't it said on there, Amar Rav Chanin Bar Ami Amar Shmuel Oshana Olashein Makirin Zezeh. It is only allowed when they don't know each other, they're not friendly with one another, they won't share the food. Aval Makirin Zezeh Asur, but if they know each other, they're familiar, it actually is a problem. And here also by the husband and wife, they're certainly Makirin Zezeh, they know one another, so maybe on the contrary, it should be a problem, this part of the Brisa. The Gemara says, no, Hachi Hashta, it's not a good comparison. Hasam Deos Ika Shinoi Leka. Over there you have two people, yes, but you do not have a Shinoi Hacha Ika Deos Vika Shinoi. But here again by the husband and wife, like Rashi mentioned already before, you have both Deos, you have two people, and you have a Shinoi, they're sleeping in their clothing, and therefore there is no reason to be concerned. Rashi here explains, Shinoi Leka Sha'ochlin B'derech Achila, they're eating the normal way. Ika Shinoi, in our case there is a Shinoi. She'ein Derech Lishan Ela Bekir of Basar. The normal way people sleep is Bekir of Basar. They don't sleep with clothing on. Knechsiv she'era ksusa v'onasa v'yomar mar she'er zakir of basar. She'im amar ef she'elahi bebigdo v'hu bebigdo yotzi v'yiteng ksubah mzach ksubah. As a matter of fact, Rashi points out, if the woman would protest and say, hey, let's say they're sleeping, the husband insists on sleeping with the clothing on, and the woman says no, the halacha is he has to give her the ksubah. Not allowed to do that. So that was not only the minhag, that's the proper thing to do. So you see this is a shinoi, Rashi's pointing out. You see clearly there's a shinoi over here, and that's why we're more lenient when the person's wife is a nida. When you have deos and you have a shinoi, it's not a problem. Gemara has a slightly different version of the last Gemara now. Ika Diamri, some have a version as follows. Tashma, bring a proof. Rav Shimon Gamliel Omer Shnei Achsanim Ochlim Al Shulchan Echad Ze Basar V'Ze Gavina. So again, Rav Shimon Gamliel says two guests can eat at one table. One's eating meat and one's eating cheese. V'yitmar Allah, and it was said on there, Amar Rav Chanin Bar Ami. Rav Chanin Bar Ami says, Amar Shmuel, in the name of Shmuel, Lo Shana Olashein Makirin Zezeh. That's only true when they don't know each other. Avol Makirin Zezeh Asr, but if they do know each other, then they're familiar, so then it's Asr. Vahani Nami Makirin Zezeh Nenu. So then the Gemara is using this as a question. The husband and wife, don't they know each other? It should be a problem. The Gemara answers, Hasam deos ika shinoi leka, hacha ika deos vi-ika shinoi. Again, the same answer. Over there you have two people, but you don't have a shinoi. Here, by the husband and wife, you not only have two people, you also have a shinoi. So, slightly different version of the same Gemara. We'll bring another proof to this question. Again, the question of the husband and wife being together with clothing. Tashma, bring a raya. Lo yochel hazav im hazava misham hergel avera. It says that a zav should not eat with a zava because they're going to come to an avera. So apparently we are concerned. Gemara says, no, hachinami deos ika shinoi, like a simple answer. In this case, once again, you have two people, true, but you don't have any shinoi, and that's why there is more of a concern in that case. Tashma, another proof. Eloharim lo achal ve'enav lo nasa al gilule beis Yisrael ves eishes re'eu lo time ve'el isha nida lo yikrav. This pasuk is talking about the person who's a tzaddik, and it says various things he doesn't do. Eloharim lo achal, presumably, most likely means he doesn't turn to the mountains. It's like a metaphor. He doesn't need the schus of his forefathers. He doesn't need the schus of Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov because he's a tzaddik. Einav lo nasa al gilule beis Yisrael. He never looked to idols. As Eishes Re'eu lo Timei, he was never with the wife of his friend. And then it says, V'al Isha Nida lo Yikrav, he never came close to his wife who was a Nida. So the Brisa says, Makish Isha Nida lo Eishes Re'eu. This Brisa is comparing his wife who's a Nida with the wife of his friend. Ma Eishes Re'eu hu bevigdo v'hi bevigdo aser. Just like when when you're talking about someone else's wife, a person's when he's talking about someone else's wife, he certainly can't sleep with her, even if they're in clothing. Af ishto nida hu bevigdo v'hi bevigdo aser. The same is true when you're talking about his own wife and she's a nida. There's a comparison over here that the halacha is they should not sleep together even if they're in clothing. Shma mina, you see a raya from this brisa indeed that it is problematic. Upligo de Rabbi Padas. However, this brisa argues on Rabbi Padas. Damar Rabbi Padas lo asr Torah la kurva shel giloi arayos bilvad. That the only isser is real being close in a giloi arayos sense, not with clothing on. Shenamar, like it says, ish el kol she'er b'sro lo sikravu legalos erva. Pasuk implies that it's got to be some kind of kurva of giloi arayos. Let's take a look at Rashi over here who explains. First of all, Rashi says, Eloharim lo achal b'perak Elohein on Yisraf b'Sanhedrin mefarish le'shalonis parnes b'schos avos. And like we said before, this person doesn't need this chosavas. Shlo hutzrach lekach lefishu tzaddik. We're talking about a tzaddik. Ma eishes re'eu da asrlon yichud min haTorah b'kiddushin me'achecha b'nei mecha. So here it's telling us that how do you know that this is asr with the wife of someone else's wife? Because that's yichud. Yichud is asr mida oraisa. Upliga de Rav Yosef de Pashat midrasha de Haikra le'isra ad Rabbi Padas. This argues Rabbi Padas, Giloi Arayos Tashmish Mamish. So the way Rashi understands, what Rashi is saying is that the only Isser is actual relations. Ushar Korva Vafilu Kirav Basar Midrabanan. Other kind of Kirav, even Kirav Basar, is only Midrabanan. Vihi Bevigda Afilu Midrabanan like Lemigzar. So when they're clothed, it's not even going to be an Isser Drabanan. What comes out over here, interestingly, is that there's really a machlok. It seems there's a lot of discussion about this Gemara, but it seems that there's a machlokas between this Brisa and Rabbi Padas, whether there's an Isser Doraisa of Kiruv Basar with somebody who's usher to you. Let's say you're talking about someone else's wife or a person's wife who's a nida. Is that Isser of Kiruv Basar, is that a Doraisa or Drabanan? And that's going to make the difference with the issue here of being with one's wife when she's a nida, when they're clothed. Because if you hold Kiruv Basar's Doraisa, then clothing will be a problem because it's going to be just a regular Drabanan. But if you hold Kiruv Basar's only Drabanan, then the double Drabanan we will not make that. And that seems to be Rashi's at least the basic shot of Rashi's explanation of this Gemara. Now the Gemara continues. Ula, there's a story about Ula. Ula ki avi asimi be Rav, when Ula came from the house of Rav, have a menashik lulach vase abechidayu ve'amri lo abeyadayu. He kissed his sisters, either it was on their bosom or he kissed them on their hands. So the point is that he was seemingly lenient in this regard. Upliga, because of course a person's sisters are usher from as far as arayas are concerned. Upliga didei adidei, but this really he argues on himself. The Amarula Kazula said in another situation, afilu shum korva aser, any type of being close is an iser. Mishum lech amri nazir schor sechor lechar malo sikra, because just like we say to a nazir, get very far away, distance yourself a lot from a vineyard. Because of course a nazir is aser in wine, so he has to distance himself fully from all kinds of grape-related products. Gemara now continues at the two dots. Tani devei Elio It was learned in the yeshiva of Eliyahu. Ma'isa b'Talmud echad sheshana harbe v'kara harbe v'shimesh talmidei chacham harbe. There was once a story with a certain Talmud. He learned a lot. He learned and he served talmidei chachamim a lot. Umeis b'chatzi yamav. He died midlife. V'ayisa ishto notelas tefilov. So his wife would take his tefillin umechazerasam b'vatei chnasiyos uv'vatei midrashos. She would hold them in the shuls and in the beis medrash. V'yamar lem, and she said to them, she said to the scholars, Ksiv b'Torah kiyu chayecha v'yorach yamecha. It says in the Torah that the Torah is your life and your length of days. Bali, my husband, Shoshana harbe v'kara harbe. She's going to go on in the next Amud to say, my husband, what happened to him? Why did the Torah not protect him? And we will see that in the next video on Daf Yud Gimel Amud Beis.